been an incredible episode of RDS Talks. And I mean, just the VoIP conversation got me excited just because I know that's incredible value for the prices that you talked about. Um, but I know that there are still people out there, right, that are running offices, running schools, running health centers, and they're like, look, I need the VoIP. I need a lot of your services, RDS team, but I'm stuck in a copier and a printer that basically, I've been paying a lease for so many years, and now I just realized that I'm overpaying. You know, the machine is worth $2,000 or $10,000, and I've paid already $15,000, $20,000. Or they realize that they receive misleading information by their sales rep that represents that leasing company or that printer copier company, or minimal information about their options. You know, you think about a car, right? You're able to buy the machine after, you know, a lease buyout. You know, what do you say as someone who's been in this industry for over 35 years, is an expert and knows pretty much a lot about leases and these machines? What do you say to that kind of person that is asking these questions and is feeling a certain way about their?
Well, you know, there's a lot of areas of that question, and I wanted to kind of address it, you know, a little bit at a time. But we totally embrace leasing. Leasing is the smartest way to do equipment acquisition.
Because it's a depreciating asset, right?
Exactly.
So,
Number one is you know, we've always said, you buy what appreciates, you lease what depreciates. The lease, the proper lease, is what we call an operational lease, which basically you can deduct its cost from your monthly operating expenses. Therefore, it minimizes your tax exposure. So I would always encourage leasing, okay? We always encourage leasing as the proper way to acquire office technology and technology in general. But there is leasing and there is leasing. And a lot of times, people have engaged in leases and they sign a 5-year term, okay? Well, if you're gonna engage in a lease for office technology equipment, 5 years, sometimes it's an eternity because things change so much. This is where we provide what we call flexible leases. So you engage in the technology that is correct for you today, but midterm or in 2 years, you realize that your needs have changed. You now need color, you now need more scanning or whatever application. So you have something that is flexible that you can easily upgrade. But the other part of this is what I call the leasing pain. A lot of people that want to identify, well, what is my current situation? They look at the bill, they call customer service in the leasing company, and the leasing company gives them very incomplete, misleading information. Refer them to your vendor. Hey, go talk to your vendor, because all the leasing company is trying to do is create a new opportunity for the vendor to upgrade your machine and put you back into another circle of eternal leasing, which is perfectly fine. But sometimes there is not a lot of clarity on the information. I've spoken to hundreds of clients in my career. And one of the things that I've always offered is saying, listen, let me at least put all the facts in front of you. Let me expose you to the facts. I'm not going to keep things away from you. I'm going to let you make an educated decision by empowering you with the information. So sometimes people come to us. I'm dealing with a law firm. He had about 6 months to go on the lease. He was in a traditional lease. And I said, listen, the best way that we can do this transaction is, why don't we put your current leasing company on notice that you do not want to automatically renew your lease. What happens with a lease is that if you don't notify the leasing company between 90 to 180 days prior to your lease ending, they automatically renew you for another year. So here you are, you in your mind think, hey, I have a 3-year lease or a 5-year lease. I'm in my last year. I don't know if I want to renew the same type of lease at the end. Well, if you didn't notify the leasing company properly, automatically by contract, the leasing company is going to renew you. So you're going to go from owing 0 to owing another year worth of lease payment.
Wow.
Those are the things that we try to bring up in the conversation. If you want to unwind your lease until the lease is over, we help you. We even give you the standard letter that you need to send the leasing company to send to them, to put them on notice so that they don't automatically renew you. And then we actually help companies return the equipment back to the leasing company, just so they're free and clear of any previous commitments, and they can engage into a flexible lease with our company.
Okay. That's great. Wow. And then what about, is there sometimes an option of a buyout? Like, how does that work out? Is that something that people ask for?
All these companies have an option of a buyout, but it's not always the most advisable option. Okay. Ultimately, if you choose at least the buyer option, is an option, but then you would only choose it when that machine or that piece of equipment really has many more years of life, of productive life. Many times it's better to just return the asset, because what a leasing company has, that option of a buyout is an additional area of profit for them. Okay. So sometimes we say, you know what, let's return the asset to the leasing company, and then you become free and clear of entering into a new fresh agreement on
Now, is there what if a company has great credit and they bought 10 machines? I mean, they're leasing 10 machines, but they don't like the company they're doing business with. The customer service is not well. I know that RDS's growth has been through the customer service, as your 5.0 over hundreds of Google reviews, your A+ BBB rating. And just the fact that you guys are Inc. 5,000 fastest growing company, I think says a lot objectively. And so they want to do business with a better partner. They like the way you treat them, the way you respect them, listen to them, consult them. And they have great credit, but they just, and they have, 8 months more on their lease. What would you say to that person? I'm just bringing up a scenario that I think many people would be caught in.
Perhaps. This is why I say there's never too early to engage in a conversation. So don't wait until you think it's the right time to engage us. Engage us, even if it's early, because if it's too early, we'll advise you. But we have programs built within our offering in which we can actually, through benefits that our manufacturer give to us, okay, we can actually buy out the balance of a competitor's lease. So let's say, assume, for example, that you have 8 months to go on your lease. You wish you could upgrade your piece of equipment, but you're committed to those next 8 months. I present that case to the manufacturers that support us, Rico, brother, and what they do is they give us marketing dollars so that we can utilize those marketing dollars to buy out the balance of those competitor agreements. Ultimately, it wouldn't cost you anymore. So you end up with a new piece of equipment, and we utilize the dollars that our companies, our suppliers give us to buy out those competitive agreements. So what I say to you is just consult with us. We'll analyze it. Every case is different, okay? If you're not satisfied with the actual, let's say you're leasing a piece of equipment, it's one of the ones that we could potentially service. If we can service a piece of equipment and just provide you the service agreement while you still pay the asset to the leasing company, we also can do those things. Again, It's a conversation that we need to have.
Okay, so you hit me twice today with a boom of good news. Not only did your VoIP conversation and some of the information I learned about the software, the mobile phone capacity with your VoIP packages, but now, I mean, I did not realize you guys were so creative in helping people out, and so again, I'm totally excited about how this is going to help people that feel stuck in a bad relationship or with a bad product and they don't see any way out. Because for some businesses, paying $300 a month, $200 a month, or $3,000 a month for multiple machines and being stuck is a horrible feeling. And so what I love about what you're saying is RDS like to be part of that problem solving with you as a client. So thank you, Gustavo.
Okay, well, thank you, Jack, for the questions. We really look forward to advising people. Again, we're all about bringing value and putting ourselves in our customer shoes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.